Hello everybody, this is Frank the Bobby and we're back here in NASCAR Heat Evolution doing the 23-track season as Tony Stewart. And I do apologize for not posting any videos yesterday. I was busy and I was making a different video yesterday, but unfortunately I couldn't finish that in time. So that's why there was no video tomorrow, but thankfully there's going to be this video today and a different video that you might have already seen or haven't seen. We'll see. Anyways, today we're going to be racing at Charlotte, and if we check the standings, we are 2 points ahead of Kevin Harvick. So we don't have a very big cushion of a points lead. So let's hope that we can win this race and get that cushion of the points lead. So if we check the race settings are fine, and let's do it. Heading to Charlotte for the running of the Coca-Cola 600. That's what it's called. Charlotte Motor Speedway became Lowe's Motor Speedway in 1999. It was changed back to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the start of the 2010 season. Yeah. Lowe's Motor Speedway. I remember when it was called Lowe's Motor Speedway. I wonder why they changed it back to Charlotte. I guess Lowe's didn't want to sponsor the track for too much longer because Lowe's was sponsoring Jimmy Johnson. So let's qualify, shall we? Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm using manual shift in this game now. So yeah, let's get right on track because I just remember that I use manual shift in this game now. Yep. My days of automatic shift in NASCAR Heat Evolution are done. And my days of manual shift in this game are now here. Eventually I was going to switch to manual shift for this game. And now I have. But at the same time, I wish you could change, like edit which button does what for this game, because it's kind of annoying the way that they have it set up for this game. Like, the X button is to change the camera, the Y button is to activate the mirror, and the shift buttons are like the bumper buttons on the Xbox One controller. And honestly, those aren't the best of buttons. So yeah. So let's see where we qualify. We're going to be qualifying in 18th. Alright. I can work from 18th. But I want to see where Kevin Harvick is starting. Before I continue, of course. If we take a look at 6th. 6th place. Okay. So let's see what we can do in this time frame. I'm sure a lot. And for some reason, since we're a manual shift driver now, we are faster off of the start line. Or the starting of the race. You know, you get the idea. And now we begin to slow down a bit as we go into the corners. And now back onto the throttle, going down the straightaway. So 28 laps. This is the longest race of the season. It's the only race that's 600 miles, thankfully. Yeah. I remember that back in the 1960s when this event was first formed, it was trying to be more prestigious than the Indy 500. Unfortunately, at this point in time, that's not really possible anymore. But at least they tried. So Kevin Harvick is now right ahead of us. We just need to beat him, and we'll have the points lead. So let's try again, alright? We are underway. I see a blank car up there. Oh, look, it's Kyle Busch in his patriotic sort of M&M's paint scheme. And for some reason, there's nothing on the rear of that car. Is that realistic or not? Did Monster Games get that wrong? I don't know. Anyway, so Kyle Busch, we're 20 points ahead of him. So we don't have to worry too much about Kyle Busch. As we send Kevin Harvick on a drift. He's still drifting. Until now, of course. This Kyle Busch was absolutely nothing on the rear end except for Toyota number 18. Get out of my way! Alrighty. Still there? So there, hey look, there's Martin Truex Jr., the guy who won this race in real life. I hate turn 3 in this track, in this game. They got it wrong. But hey, that's old news. You know, these developers, they can't seem to get Charlotte right. In fact, the last time that they got Charlotte right was in NASCAR 09, I believe. And then when it came to making the Technics games, they couldn't get Charlotte right. Like NASCAR 2011, the AIs were way too easy. NASCAR, the game inside line, you could not drive the track. It was completely undrivable. And then in NASCAR 14, Charlotte was basically just a complete disaster. And now here, with NASCAR Heat Evolution, Turn 3 is completely messed up. Overall, this whole game is a mess. As I've said before, this NASCAR Heat Evolution is basically just a massive marketing stunt. Like, that's really it. I mean, really. So, hopefully, 704 Games, as they're known as now, can bring us a better NASCAR game in the year of 2017. I really hope that the 2017 NASCAR game is at least decent. Like the 2017 NASCAR game, whatever it's going to be called, it doesn't even need to be, let's say, as good as Forza, but it needs to be at least as good as the Technics games, where the physics are good, the graphics are better than this, of course, and most importantly, the career mode is interesting. That's really all I want in NASCAR the game 2017, whatever it's going to be called. I mean, the Xfinity series and the Truck series would be nice, but I feel like we don't need those just yet. I'm sure we will get them in a future NASCAR game, but I do feel that we won't get them in the next NASCAR game. Maybe I'll be wrong, but we still have yet to find out. So far, absolutely nothing has been said about the 2017 NASCAR game, other than the fact that it is coming in fall of 2017. But other than that, we know absolutely nothing about the next NASCAR game. And one of the issues with 704 Games, as they're known as now, is that they're not very open. Like us, the fans, would send suggestions on like Twitter or Facebook or whatever to 704 Games themselves, and we would say, hey, you should add a paint booth, or hey, you should really fix the graphics. And then they would give us a reply, and they would basically give us the same generic message saying, we're working on it, and we'll pass this along to the team. Like, don't just tell us that it's going to be passed along to the team. Like, tell us something like, it will most likely be in the next NASCAR game. We might even give you guys a preview in the coming months. Now, even that would be a more hoping message. Why does 704 Games decide to just not tell us anything? I mean, I know that 704 Games doesn't want to spoil anything for us going into the next NASCAR game, but can you at least tell us something so we know that NASCAR games are in good hands? Because many people wouldn't say that NASCAR games are in good hands. I don't know. I trust 704 Games for now, but if they keep giving us these cheap, junky NASCAR games, then we'll just have to wait until a big company like EA or someone else can come along and make these NASCAR games. But I feel like until that happens, we might never get a good NASCAR game ever again. Which is really, really sad. It's like the fans of Formula 1, they get a good Formula 1 game because the Formula 1 games are good. But us NASCAR fans aren't so lucky. Our games about NASCAR are bad. I don't know. It's just, it's a disgrace, really. I mean, NASCAR Heat Evolution, some may say that NASCAR Heat Evolution is a disgrace to NASCAR fans. It's like they don't even care about us. And some people have said to me, oh, well, at least the people at 7 of 4 Games care about NASCAR. Well, I really am not so sure about that, honestly. I just think that they're throwing together a NASCAR game that's based off of NASCAR Dirt to Daytona just to get our money. It's like Thomas and Friends The Great Race. Like, some might say that Thomas and Friends The Great Race, the movie of course, is just a massive marketing stunt. And yes, that is saying that NASCAR Heat Evolution is Thomas and Friends The Great Race, the movie of video games. It's a massive marketing stunt, and the company is basically doing this just to get our money. That's really it, really. Why? Yeah. Thankfully, Thomas and Friends The Great Race, it doesn't look like that much, silly stuff happened, so, yeah. The season 20 of Thomas and Friends was one of the best seasons of Thomas and Friends ever. Not just part of the CGI series, but the best season overall in general. But, you know, obviously, we're talking about NASCAR, not really Thomas and Friends, so I'm getting a bit derailed, so how about we get back on track, shall we? So, what do we expect to see in this year's NASCAR game? Well, some might even say, oh, yellow's out. Thankfully, now I can fix my legs because I'm dying here. Ugh. So as I was saying before, some even say that the 2017 NASCAR game might be just NASCAR Heat Evolution all over again, just with updated HUD, updated things, like all this stuff is gonna be, this stuff right there is gonna might be just a different color. I don't know. I just hope that this next NASCAR game is decent, I guess. Well, let's get ready for this restart. We're obviously underway already, so I said that a bit too late, but whatever. So yeah, this race is almost over. Boy, this race has been long. If this goes past the 15-minute mark, I'm gonna be a bit, you know, blown away. Oh no, Keselowski! No. I want to win this race and get my 4th win of the season. No. Come on, Keselowski, get out. Uh-oh, there's Harvick. We gotta get him out of here. No! I don't want to lose this now. Oh, dear. Keselowski, you're making things too interesting. Stop it. Oh, crud. Well, I just got splitted by the Penske guys. And now, I'm getting splitted by the guys who are up there in points. Because I need to beat Harvick. I want to win this race, but I need to beat Harvick. Oh. There goes Harvick spinning. Never mind, sorta, kinda, maybe. Alright, now we have to catch the Penske guys. Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski. Come here, Penske boys. Get back here. If this was 2017, boy, would this be interesting. But this is 2016, when Stewart House Racing was still a Chevy team, and they had the alliance with Hendrick Motorsports. Obviously, that's not a thing anymore, which is kind of sad. How many minutes are we into this video? Oh dear, I might need to make this into a part 2. Yep, part 2 it is. So guys, I can't go on for much longer because, you know, I don't really want to. So I guess I'll see you in part 2. Continuing in part 2.